Now we are going to learn about loop control structure in C++ programming. Like branch control structure, loop control structure in C++ also encounters a condition first, and then based on the validity of the condition, that is whether this is true or false, based on that it selects one of the paths. However, unlike the branch control structure where the selected path is executed only once, in loop control structure the program keeps on iterating over the selected path again and again until the condition is false. In C++, for loop control structure, you have to use either while or for keyword. This while and for keyword have their own code block that will be executed if the loop condition is true. A simple example can clarify the concept. Let us say in your C++ program, you are trying to simulate a racing track, and your motivation is when the lap count will be 4, the race will be finished. So to do that, first you have initialized a variable called lap count. It is of type integer and the initial value stored in it is 0. Next, you have constructed a condition which is lap count less than equals 4. This is enclosed inside a parenthesis followed by the while keyword. That means if the condition, that is lap count less than equals 4, if this condition is true, then the entire code segment or the code block inside this while block will be executed. And once the condition is false, it will break the loop and it will come out, and the code segment denoted by 4 outside the loop, this will be executed. Now in this code segment 3, it must follows a modification of this lap count variable. This modification will help you to achieve this condition step by step. What does that mean? Let's see what happens in each iteration. So the first value of lap count is 0. So it will first check 0 is less than equals 4. Well, of course it is. So it will execute all the code segment denoted by 3 followed by this loop count plus plus. So it will be incremented from 0 to 1. Now with this 1, it will again check whether the lap count is less than equals 4 or not. Well, 1 is again less than equals 4. So the entire code block inside this while will be executed again, followed by the increment in lap count variable. So the next incremented value of lap count is 2. 2 is again less than equals 4. So it will again go inside this while loop and print and execute all the statements denoted by 3. After that, it will again increment the lap count variable and it will be incremented to 3 now. And 3 is less than equals 4. Well, again it is true, so it will execute similarly all the code inside this while block followed by this lap count plus plus, and now the value of the lap count variable is 4. So 4 is less than equals 4. Well, of course, because it has an equal symbol, 4 is less than equals 4. The condition is true. So it will again execute all the statements inside this while loop followed by another increment for lap count. This time the increment is 5. The value of the lap count variable is 5 after this increment. Now what will happen? It will again check whether 5 is less than equals 4. Well, now this is false. And since this is false, it will not go inside this while loop anymore. Rather, it will break the loop and it will directly come outside and start printing the value, start executing the code segment here.